At least one immigration detainee has been killed, while two others remain in a critical condition this morning after a shooting at an ICE facility in the American state of Texas. The shooter reportedly opened fire from a nearby rooftop on a bus of immigrants being driven into the Dallas centre. Police say the gunman used a high-powered rifle and then turned the weapon on himself. The FBI is investigating the attack as an act of ideologically motivated violence. FBI Director Kash Patel posted this image of the bullet casings on X. You can see the second bullet to the right there, anti-ICE, written on one of those shell casings, inscribed on it. According to the New York Post this morning, the shooter was 29-year-old Joshua Jahn, a registered independent. The president condemned the shooting, writing on Truth Social, "I've been briefed on the deadly shooting at the ICE field office in Dallas, Texas. It's now been revealed the deranged shooter wrote anti-ICE on his shell casings, as we just showed you. This is despicable," he said. "This violence is the result of the radical left Democrats constantly demonising law enforcement, calling for ICE to be demolished and comparing ICE officers to Nazis." Vice President J.D. Vance had a similar sentiment when he spoke about it earlier today.
When Democrats, like Gavin Newsom did, say that these people are part of an authoritarian government, when the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell.
And more on rhetoric now. Texas Senator Ted Cruz called on politicians to tone down their language.
To every politician who is using rhetoric, demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop. To every politician demanding that ICE agents be doxxed and calling for people to go after their families, stop. This has very real consequences. Look, in America, we disagree. That's fine. That's the democratic process. But your political opponents are not Nazis.
For more on this, let's bring in former FBI agent and partner of the Pax Group, Michael Harrigan. It's good to see you, Michael. Thanks for your time. So we've got another rooftop shooting and another deranged gunman.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks here in the United States. This is another shooting, somebody using a rifle from a rooftop. Clearly, it appears to be for ideological purposes, given the information released by the FBI director, the writing on the bullet, and the way the individual indiscriminately sprayed that building and that vehicle with high-powered rifle rounds. So he clearly intended to hurt or kill people. And unfortunately, he took his own life. So when he took his own life, we lose some answers here.
Yeah.
But that's where we're going to be going. We're going to want to know why this happened.
And what's also, it's nonsensical. The whole thing's nonsensical. But what's nonsensical, I suppose, from the gunman is that he was actually protesting against ICE, right? He had anti-ICE inscribed on one of the bullets, but then he was shooting at the detainees. Make sense of that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's... like we see in so many of these instances, these are troubled young folks. This individual was 29 years old, supposedly, a little bit older, but these are troubled individuals who obviously become emotionally involved in their politics, and it drives them to the point of acting out violently. And where most people that would be opposed to political positions taken by another party would peacefully protest or post things online, but would never consider violence as an alternative. But what we're seeing is these select individuals here taking it to that next step and acting out violently.
Yeah.
It's a deep cause for concern, especially for ICE agents that are out there enforcing the laws as they go about their daily jobs. Assaults and attacks on them have risen dramatically over the last 6 months.
And as you saw and heard from the president and the vice president, they're on a unity ticket again. They blame the Democrats for inflammatory talk against the ICE raids. But is it more than that? Is it like we saw with Tyler Robinson? Is it Reddit threads? Is it dark web? Is it just this vicious melting pot out there, which is where minds get warped?
I think you're right on that. I think it's more than just simply political rhetoric driving this. What we have now is with the deepening of social media and alternative communication methods within society, individuals, if you look at algorithms that come up when you surf certain things, you continually are fed the same story over and over again. So individuals who are somewhat disturbed, they're reinforced, their ideas are reinforced over and over again by the feeds they get.
Yeah.
And they start seeing the opposition as something that is as a serious threat to the country, when it simply is a political difference here.
All right.
And thankfully, most people don't resort to this violence. So
That is true.
But it's something to be concerned about, and it's something that has to be looked at closely. This individual's background has to be looked at closely, like in all these instances, to see if there's other people behind it, whether he was coordinating or supported by a group. That's the biggest concern here.
Yep, and that's where the investigation will go. Michael, appreciate your time. Thank you.